Yeah, and I mean, before we get into mountains, I just wanted to ask about the future of CleanCo. I mean, you're the CBO, and I want to ask you a little bit about like the idea of branding it as a life less wasted, and where you see the company evolving, maybe potentially
Yeah.
into CBD or anything along those lines.
Yeah, cool. So I was the CEO for a while. I rushed the States. So I was attracted by an enormous kind of bells and whistles deal that was almost too good to be true. Well, it was too good to be true, ended up being too good to be true. And in order to navigate kind of undoing a large portion of that and resizing the shape of the business over there, where the market's even more nascent than it is here, I brought in a far more experienced CEO called Billy Peretti. He used to run Belvedere. He was the CMO at Belvedere, and he was just very helpful to me throughout that process. And he's now the CEO. And as you say, I'm CBO. I just call myself the founder nowadays, really.
Sure.
I find, all these titles to be fine, but whatever. I'm very happy to hire somebody who is in charge of the marketing, and I essentially put myself in a position where I work for them. Like if I'm hiring somebody who is better than me in that field, I will then just go into doing whatever I can to support that person, rather than having to be the front and top and head of something. I personally don't see that as being very important. But I will always be very proud to be the founder. So your question was, what's the future of the brand?
Yeah, exactly. The future. Where you see it going now?
We aim to lead the markets that we're in. So we're quite careful. We're the largest independent in the UK. We're the third largest independent in the States. And we aim to be the largest independent in the States. You have to consider shelf life with these products. So if you're an alcohol brand, you would look for more explosive growth, I suppose, because it matters less about selling wholesale and being on shelf in numerous locations, in numerous territories. With us, and a mistake I feel that some of our competitors have made is to grow that top line as quickly as possible. They've just blasted out to as many people who will buy the product as possible without the real marketing resource to support the listings. And what happens after 12 to 18 months, 18 in our case, 18 plus, but 12 for others. The product will rot, and I'm assuming you'll be delisted from that territory or those stores. So we have a very targeted view that we want to be in complete control of where we are, and we want to lead the markets that we're in. I think at some point, as the market grows and develops, which it is doing, particularly in the States, we want to maintain our position and just grow the brand and penetrate more slowly but deeply throughout the States. We started in 44 states, which is a kind of mistake. It was like being in 44 countries, and this is where I brought Billy in. It was too much, too difficult on the kind of cash and the size of the business that we were to support that. So we're now in 5 states. We retained the kind of relationship that we had with our incredible distributor, and it's just going to be a slower process, but a more manageable process that actually sees us selling more product, right? Because it's more targeted, more focused. So I don't know. Sorry, again, long-winded. I'm a very long-winded person, but you should blame my dad for that. Once you get my dad talking, good luck. Right, you'll be there for a few hours. So no, we aim to be the biggest and the best, mate. We want to be the leading independent brand in the world, which we already are actually in terms of volume sales. That's the kind of consumer.
That's our goal. That's our goal with the
product.
podcast as well. To be the biggest and the best. I think that always has to be
biggest and the best. But we want to be the largest non-alcoholic brand in the world, right? I think the word clean is an incredible word. I think describing your drink as a clean drink or a clean cocktail is a much more positive way than describing something as non-alcoholic or a mocktail. I hate the word mocktail. I can't, like, you can't.
It's got mock in it. It's not. Yeah.
You can't order a mocktail. It's just I find it bizarre. So a clean cocktail, I think, is a kind of fresher, cooler way to approach not drinking. It fits the healthier habits of the younger generation. and those who are looking to be healthier nowadays, which I think is about 75% of people are actively looking to be healthier, which is great. So it's kind of, dude, it's a simple answer really that I could have given you in one answer. We want to be the biggest. We want to be the best. We'll probably take in like a strategic at some point, just so that we can penetrate, more deeply on a global scale down the road. And I don't know, mate. It's a very difficult thing to kind of plan for, if I'm honest. Like I would have said when we first started, well, we want to grow the brand, we want to be here in 3 years and then sell for $1 billion. And it's kind of like it's a pipeline-y way of looking at things. I think in reality, businesses and life are a little bit more fluid than that. And you have to understand opportunities as and when they arise and take real time to understand what's best for the business, the brand, the shareholders. Where can this thing get to? Could we be doing hundreds of millions of turnover in a few years on a global scale? And if so, should we keep it? Or do we want to grow the top line as quickly as possible and sell to a large strategic? All of these things are options and well worth considering. But that's exactly what you should do. Just consider them. I think kind of setting yourself very clear plans on kind of exit strategy in particular is premature at this stage for us.